pushed it, as soon as he pushed the bag up, his pants fell down and then his face was priceless because it was just like, woo! What's up everybody, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Sharlene Lowe and welcome to my channel where I share with you all things travel, fashion, fitness and beauty. So today I decided to do a little video about questions that I receive on a daily basis. So I'm not sure if you know, but I am a full-time flight attendant, and especially on Instagram, every day I'm getting DMs saying, you know, asking a whole wide variety of questions. So I thought I'll just come on here and answer my most commonly asked questions for you. So get ready, this is an interesting one. I'm gonna try and go as deep, as personal and as honest as I can be. So let's get into the questions. Now, question number one, how did you get your job? Now, I know the application for many different airlines is all different, you know, so I work for Emirates airline. For Emirates, what I had to do when I was applying is I had to apply online. Then once you apply online, they accept it, they receive it. They invite you to an open day that's nearest to you. So then once you're invited to the open day, obviously you go to the open day, and then it was like for us it went for like 2 days I believe. So the first day was like, it was just an open day, you just go, it's like a big, everyone who's applying just attends there, and then you only meet the recruiter for like 2 minutes. It's literally your 2 minutes to shine, you know, and then if you're successful they call you later on during the day, and then they asked you to come the next day for the next part of the recruitment process, and that was just like elimination rounds. They ask you questions and you're put on the spot, and they test your ability to see if you are worthy for the position, and then after that, if you're successful, you make it to the final interview. So usually when you're you make it to the final interview stage, usually that's a good thing. And then and then 6 weeks later, 6 weeks later, I was on the plane heading to Dubai, and that's where it all started. Now, the second question is, why did you choose to leave Australia? And why didn't I just fly for an Australian airline? So, for me, I always wanted to live abroad, and I always wanted that different experience, you know? So I felt that if I were to go work for Emirates, live and be based in Dubai, it would just be a whole big experience for me, and it's something that I wanted to do. As I said, I love Australia, it's my home, it's where I'm from, I love it. But I wanted to go experience life somewhere else, you know? Yeah, nothing against Australia, like honestly, I have hope. So, you know, if I do decide to go back and live in Australia, I know that if I missed flying, I can always go and join one of the Australian airlines. I know I have a friend of mine that works casually, who just works on the weekends. I found this out recently, so I'm like, oh my god, like that's so exciting. If I do really miss flying, I can always go do it again. So that makes me feel good. Question number 3. Now this question is probably one of the most common questions that I get, and it's honestly the hardest question for me to answer. So question number 3 is, what is your favorite place to travel to? Now, this is so hard for me to answer because honestly, every single country, every single city is amazing for its own reasons. Like, it's beautiful for its own reasons. It's just exciting for its own reasons. Every country has its own unique things, so it's hard for me to choose what's my favorite, because I'll go to some countries specifically for something. So for example, me being a chocoholic, I love going to Germany, Belgium and Switzerland for the chocolate. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's so amazing. So then I love going shopping in Milan or in New York, and like especially for my sneakers, oh my gosh, the US, their sneakers, I always find what I'm looking for at some certain shops. So yeah, the US for my sneakers, and like, you know, so there's in the beaches, like Bahamas is beautiful, and so is like Greece, and so I don't know, it's just I can't answer it. It's really, really hard. But if I had to choose one place that is My absolute favorite, I would probably say I love going to New York. There's just something about that city that just, I don't know, it has such a buzz. Like, no matter how tired you are, like as soon as you land there, you will wake up. Like, it just has this buzz in the air and you just want to be outside and just, there's so much going on and like you just feel, I don't know, it just takes over you. I love it there. Oh my god, they've got so much stuff, like so much to eat and so many desserts to try and Whole Foods. Oh my god, I love New York. So yeah, if I had to choose one, it would be New York, but honestly, I love going everywhere. Question number 4. What funny things do you see on the plane? We see so many funny things, like from, I don't know, people when they get on the aircraft, they kinda, I don't know, some people kinda tend to lose some common sense maybe, or like they just, people get they become a bit vulnerable, so they're not really thinking the best. That's I'm saying this mostly for like first-time travelers or like people that don't travel often. It's a normal thing. You'll get nervous, you get, you know, anxious, like have I forgot something, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of tend to do silly things sometimes, but that's something normal. It's not too bad. But and there's, honestly, I've been flying for like 7 years and there's so many funny things I've seen. I would have, like, one thing that comes to mind is I remember there was this guy, he was like putting his bags in the hat rack and then like he looked at me and then he looked at his bag, he pushed it. As soon as he pushed the bag up, his pants fell down and then his face was priceless because it was just like woo, like it was hilarious. But yeah, we do see funny things, like maybe this is something also, it's understandable, people would never really know how to open the toilet or the lavatory door. They just literally sit there pushing it, kicking it, and it just doesn't open when there's a big sign that says push. You know, but I know you don't really see it because you're kind of not thinking like to look what it says. You're kind of just like doing the normal thing, like turn the door handle or, you know, what you're used to. So that can be funny sometimes, especially like, you know, some people freak out when they go inside the toilet, they lock it or they don't lock it and then someone else comes in and like it's a big mess. Then yeah, they start hitting the door because they think they're locked in, but they've just forgotten how to open it again. Question number 5. How do you deal with jet lag? I would say I'm very lucky that I'm an expert at sleeping. I can sleep for hours on. I don't have a body clock, I never have, so I can literally go to sleep in the middle of the day if I'm tired. So that's worked in my favor because with this job, you literally like have to schedule your sleeping pattern all the time. Like your life is literally based around your sleeping schedule for that day, because you may need to be getting ready for work at like midnight to be at work at 2 a.m. for departure at 4 a.m. like, so yeah, it's all like scheduling your time. So if I say, for example, if I had to be at work at 2 a.m. I can't just go to sleep normal at night, like at a normal time. I'm gonna have to, that day, I'm gonna have to wake up earlier so that I can go to sleep earlier to get at least a few hours of rest before the flight. So it's all just scheduling, like, yeah, but you get used to it, becomes easy. And another thing that helps with the jet lag and just being tired in general is keeping your fitness up to date. I've always been into fitness, I love exercising, and honestly it helps because a couple of times where I've been so tired and lazy and just haven't gone to the gym or haven't worked out at all, honestly it makes me more tired. So what I find that when I'm regularly exercising, it doesn't have to be hardcore exercise, but as long as I'm moving, sweating a little bit, getting the body moving, it helps so much. Honestly, it helps so much with the jet lag and just being tired in general. I find what helps is waking up early. So like trying to go to bed early, waking up early when you wake up in the morning, it is amazing because like as I said, I sleep a lot, or I can sleep for a long time. When you sleep in for too long and you wake up in the afternoon, like you feel groggy, you don't feel like working out, you just don't really feel good. And then you stay up all night, and like that cycle, honestly, I did it for a while, like sleeping all day, waking up at night, and I hate it, and I can't imagine doing it again. I just don't like that kind of way of living. It's just not, you don't feel healthy, you don't feel good, like I don't know, just not a nice feeling. So yeah, definitely always like try and wake up early. So even if that means you've only slept a little bit, you wake up early, then you go to bed earlier, and then your schedule is fixed, and then you feel like a human. You see the daylight, you go out in the sun, like vitamin D, it's so important, you get that from the sun. So yeah, always work out and schedule the sleep properly. Question number 6, how do you deal with annoying people? This is something that you learn with practice, I guess. Yeah, you have to really build your patience, because your patience can really run thin. You know, imagine when you're so tired, you've got this long flight to New York, say, then you've only slept, or you may not have even managed to sleep, because your flight before that, maybe the time you landed, you weren't able to adjust, and then you're still tired, and then you couldn't get some sleep before the flight. So many things happen. So you're so tired, and then someone else who's got all these issues going on, and they're tired, and then they're just taking out all their anger on you. As a cabin crew, all people's anger is taken out on you. You're just the person to take it all. So yeah, you just kind of have to look at things from another perspective. What works for me is I try and put myself in their shoes. I try to think like, okay, they're not mad at me specifically, unless I've done something wrong or something. But you know, if they're just mad at something that's happened, you know, either in the airport or with the baggage or something like that, they're not angry at you directly. Your position, you're there, you're the one that has to like kind of deal with it. So I don't take things personally. I never take things personally, and I never take it home. I have to vent it. So if something's really bothered me, when I get home, I'll just talk to somebody, my fiance, a friend or something, just let it all out, and then it's gone. That's it, that's the end of it. So yeah, it's just patience, dealing with people, just try and help them as much as you can, because I always think like, you know, you have family members, or you have people that you know that aren't used to traveling, and maybe they've been in the same situation, or maybe they will have a similar situation, and you hope that the crew member that's dealing with them on the time, you hope that they are going to help your loved one, you know, so you kind of want to do the same, because this person is a loved one for somebody. So yeah, always just be patient, do your best, and I've realized that the nicer you are, the easier it is to deal with people, because they appreciate you being nice and genuinely trying to help, so it always works in your favor. Question number 7 is, how can you manage a relationship whilst being a flight attendant? It can be challenging at times, because you know, sometimes it's just a turnaround flight, so you're there and back same day. Sometimes you're gone for 5, 6, 7 days at a time, and it can be a little difficult. You miss the person, you miss your partner. You know, you might want to speak to them about something, and it's not the same when you're speaking over the phone or text messages. And then also text messages can be read wrong at times. So yeah, it just took a lot of time getting used to it, but it's definitely manageable. It's nice to be able to go live your life, do your own thing without your partner being there, and then when you come back, you can share the experiences with them. So with my partner, he's learnt a lot about the world without having to actually have gone to the country, so he knows all about like all these countries, but that's from me. So it's sharing your knowledge with them, and yeah, it works, honestly. If people say that, oh, you know, it's not stable, you can't trust you, this and that, like, I think anything can happen no matter what your no matter what your job is, no matter what, you know, you do for work. You know, if you want to do something wrong by your partner, you will find a way to do it. That's what I believe. So I don't think that just because I'm flight attendant going to countries, just because, you know, you have the opportunity to, you know, go see someone and they'll never know, like, you know, anyone can do that. So yeah, I just think that if someone wants to, you know, not be loyal or something, no matter what occupation you're in, like, you can do it. That's what I believe. So key factor is communication and trust. Those two things, when you have those things, you know, the chances are good for you. So yeah, it's just always communicate anything. I'm always honest, be transparent, and then yeah, it just works. It's a little getting used to at the time. Like with my fiance, I was actually doing this job when I met him so fast. Like we had no choice. It was just like had to be normal. So yeah, it can work. I believe it can work. But let's see. Imagine when I stop flying and he's gonna have to see me every day. Let's see. I don't know. Question number 8. Can you give me any packing tips? So how I survive is I always have like set things. Like I have these like little travel bags, the zip ones, and I section everything into them. So I'll have one for my gym clothes, one for my clothes that I'm gonna wear out, one for my pajamas. Then I'll have a bag for the dirty clothes. So once it's all dirty, you put it in there. And then I always have a toiletry bag. So I have a separate set of toiletries. So I have my home ones and then I have my travel ones. So it's always there in the bag. So that bag, I literally don't have to touch it unless something's finished and I need to replenish it. Or like put a new one in. And that's something that I do forget to do because it's not something that you think of straight away when you get home. Like, oh, I need to replace the toothpaste or something. So yeah, but that's not the end of the world because obviously there's supermarkets in every country you go to. So if you've forgotten something or you don't have something, you can always just go to the supermarket. Sometimes it's not as easy to get to a supermarket, but yeah, there's always a way. That's just what kind of gets me through. Like for me, because I'm not going on long trips, you know, for a month or something, it's easy because I'm just traveling for like 1 or 2 days, sometimes 4 days, 5 days, as I said before. But yeah, you just kind of have to plan, pick your outfits, know what you're gonna wear. If you want to have options, it's a little difficult because then your suitcase gets quite full. So I like to put maybe a pair of sneakers that will go with the 2 outfits that I've packed. So try and keep the similar colors so that you don't have to pack separate shoes for each outfit. Maybe you can wear the same shoes and then bring like sandals, something like that. Just something that will work. Bring one handbag that will match both, things like that, just to reduce the amount of things that you're carrying. That's what works for me. And those zipper bags, they are life, honestly. They keep everything neat. It's organized. It's amazing. Okay, question number 9. Do you fly with the same crew all the time, and are your colleagues easy to get along with? So with my airline, every single flight, it's a complete new set of different crew. So yeah, every single flight you're flying with new people you've never met before, people from different countries. So it's good and bad at the same time. Good because you're meeting so many new people from different cultures, you're learning about different cultures, how people are from those type of countries. But then the bad thing is, like, you know, if you're, you know, you have to kind of you kind of have to be patient as well with people, because some people take things in different ways, or you know, some joke that might be funny in this country, in that country it's not, or like a hand symbol that's like really funny in one country, it might be offensive in another. So you just have to always be wary of what you're doing, be aware of what can offend others, just, you know. But it's usually fine. It's just on the odd occasion here and there, if you say something like a joke, or you know, some people might get offended, some people might not. So yeah, it's just better to be safe than sorry, you know, just not to crack those jokes just in case you might offend somebody. But yeah, that's just, we as crew, we get used to it because it's something that we deal with on a daily basis. And you know, we're traveling to all these countries, so in the countries, you know, you also have to be aware of that, just general, like when you're out on the streets or the shops, wherever you go, there's always going to be a mixture of people, so you always just have to be careful. Question number 10 is, what's your routine when you land in the country that you've flown to? So depending on the time that you land. So just say if you land at 8 p.m, you're really not going to do much. You're just going to go downstairs for dinner with the crew, and then just go to bed. But if you land in the middle of the day, this is the tricky thing, because the layover is just a normal layover. So just say, for example, Paris. Now, if you land midday, just say you left Dubai early, so you're tired already, and then you land and you're tired, but do you sleep? Do you not? Because if you sleep now, then you're going to wake up at nighttime, and then you're going to be awake the whole night, and then when it's time to go back to work, you're going to be tired. So you kind of have to schedule your sleeping again. So what I usually do when I land at a time like that, I go out straight away. So during the flight, you'll plan with the crew what you're going to do, whether you're going to go. The supermarket is a thing, honestly, guys. Like, always go to the supermarket, bring back the goodies from the country, take it back to Dubai. The supermarket is like a go-to. I never understood this until I started flying, because I remember on my first flight, one of my first flights, we were all planning to go downstairs, and we met, and where we were going was the supermarket. I'm like, why the supermarket? But then I figured it out, like, there's all these unique goodies that you can bring back from the supermarket home. So it's like, so exciting. So always go to the supermarket. Yeah, so I'll meet with the crew, we'll go out, do our thing. If there's something like a monument that you need to see or something like that, or sometimes there's tours that are available for us to do. So we'll do that, come back, rest, eat a lot of food, just like that. So pretty simple, you make the most of the time, but then always have to prioritize your rest as well, so that you're not tired for work. Okay, question number 11. Do you fly to the same places all the time? This is something specific to my airline. No, we do not. Every flight is different. So we get our roster on a monthly basis. So we can actually bid for what we want. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, because it's on rotation. Like when you get to your top bid month, that's usually the time where you get what you bid for. But other than that, you may get it, you may not. Just depends on your luck, and then we can swap flights. So yeah, we don't fly to the same places all the time, but maybe you might fly to the same place twice in a month, maybe not. Like, it just depends. It's all over the place. So basically with my airline, Emirates, we fly to all the destinations, that's available with Emirates. But then if for US, for example, you need to have the US visa in order to enter. Question number 12. Do you get to sleep on long haul flights, and where do you sleep? So yes, on the long flights we do get to sleep, depending on what aircraft. So on the Boeing 777 aircraft, the sleeping area is actually upstairs. So in the back cabin, the sleeping area is actually above the passengers. So like there's a little door, it actually looks like the lavatory door, and then you just go take the stairs up, and there's like bunks, and they're really cute. It's like your own little separate bunk. It's like a flat bed, you have a TV, you have the pillow, the blankets, and then the curtains, so you have your own little private room. It's honestly the best thing ever. I love it so much. And then it's the same with 380, but just with the A380 aircraft, it's either down below in the cargo or on the main deck in economy at the back. There's like a room there, and it's there. So it depends which aircraft you're on. The newer ones, it's down in the cargo. So you enter it from the front, you go down, and then it's bunks. In the A380, it's bunks. So there'll be like 2 or 3 bunks on top of each other, and the same thing, flat bed, pillows, blankets, you curtain, and then you just sleep. Honestly, I sleep so well when I'm on my break. It's the best thing ever. Okay, question number 13. Do you get days off? So yes, we do. So before and after every flight, there's like a minimum time that we have to have off. So, and then we do get a lot of days off here in Dubai, just to enjoy Dubai, get some rest, do all your important things that you need to do, go to the gym. A lot of passengers actually ask us, like we do a long flight, just say we fly to LA, and that's a really long flight from Dubai. It's like 16 hours. And when we land, the passengers are like, are you flying straight back? And we're like, no, like we need to rest too, you know? So yeah, and now to the final question. What is your biggest challenge as an air hostess or flight attendant? Oh, so I would have to say just being away from your family and your friends back home. It's very, very challenging. So, you know, sometimes you won't be able to make it for weddings, for special occasions, Christmas, New Year's, all of these special occasions. Just those dates just become like, you know, you can't be upset if you can't be there with your family on those times, because it's just something that with this job, it's something that you have to sacrifice. It's like a major sacrifice that you have to make. What gets me through is that I know that I'm not going to be a flight attendant for the rest of my life. So I know sooner or later I will be back home and I will be enjoying all these special occasions with my family as usual. But yeah, as I said, it's a sacrifice that you have to make being a flight attendant. So it has its so many pros. Honestly, there's so many pros. You get to see the world, you're getting paid to do it, you know, like you're staying at the hotel, like all these like amazing experiences, and I would never take it back. No regrets at all. But yeah, just something is that you do miss out on these important and special occasions, and you can never get that time back or those occasions back. So yeah, that's just one, and I would say the biggest challenge that for me being a flight attendant. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to answer the questions for you effectively. I hope you have a better insight as to what life is like being a flight attendant. If you're an aspiring flight attendant, let me know. If you have any questions for me, let me know. As I said, I get a lot of DMs on Instagram, so yeah, keep sending them through. I'll be happy to answer. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Any other questions you have for me, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. See you.